Welcome back. All right, two more games to discuss from today. The games I opted for were Dallas, Colorado, and Chicago, Detroit. They were both on at the same time, so why not? So we'll go ahead and start things off talking about the Dallas Stars and the Colorado Avalanche. We're getting closer to the start of the season, so Colorado had a lot of their NHLers in. It felt like Dallas didn't. But Dallas made a game of it. So it was Wedgwood versus Georgiev to start things off. Early jump for the Avalanche. Sean has a rush chance that deflects out. And then Tufte, who's had a very good preseason, he scores from Amit and Schuneman at 148. Now, of course, for Tufte, this is also kind of like you're playing against the team that, well, you're probably not all that happy with that franchise, with the way things turned out. You don't mind scoring a goal against them and kind of trying to prove them wrong. So that was tipped in. Again, he continues his push for a roster spot. Shots are 3-0 Colorado at 3 minutes. The Avs press 5 minutes in. O'Connor nearly scores. It's all Avs at this point. Malinsky fires one high. Sagan then has a net feed. That gets picked off. Lehkonen out there throwing some hits, getting the crowd really into it. Sagan has no room in the Avs end when the Stars get zone time. So they're kept to the outside. A lot of good checking by Colorado. Just not a lot of room out there for Dallas. Lehkonen's denied on a break. The Stars are guilty of turning it over far too often here. The Avs press with 3 minutes left. There's a shoulder save on Malinsky. So, the Avs doing quite well here, still up by 1. McKinnon then has a rush chance that's held. Stankoven can't bury as the Stars get late chances. So, it's 1-0 for Colorado after the first. Second period, good early back and forth, and at 1:15, Kamano scores on a rush. It was not a fantastic goal for Georgiev, but again, it's preseason, so it's fine. Kamano gets that one from back and from Hanley as well. Avs look to respond. The shots on that, though, are 2-1 for Dallas, 3.5 minutes in, but we get a power play for the Avs, and they score on it. It's Taves from McKinnon and Rantanen at 4:59. It's posting in from the slot, or from the point, I should say, on a really good cycle by the Avs. Stankoven then has a wraparound chance. That saved. The rebounds cleared. I'm anxious to see what Logan can do for the Stars this regular season. McKinnon fires one wide from the slot. Gerard's denied on a fast break. The Avs with some momentum at this stage. Things get pushy on a hold by Georgiev. The Stars press at the half. Rantanen and Taves are both denied as the Avs press. Drouin doing a good job on that top line. Very prominent, being given every opportunity. GM Chris McFarland was also in the booth talking to them about how he's really high on both Drouin as well as Johansson and what they're going to bring to the team. So saying all the right things, and Drouin tonight looked pretty good. He does have some chemistry with McKinnon from juniors. So Myers gets denied. Wedgwood's the one keeping it close late. The Avs are clicking with 1:30 left. There's a power play for Colorado. Early Stars clear, but at 19:38, Olofsson scores from Tufte and Lehkonen. So Tufte with an assist to go with that goal. And Olofsson batted that rebound out of the air. Now, of course, Olofsson was a Dallas Star last year as well. So, yeah, some Dallas connections there. So, going into the third period, the score is 3-1 in favor of the Colorado Avalanche. So, Taves has a net feed deflect out. We have Chris Gibson in net at this point. Olofsson then fans on one from the slot. There's a near miss for Rantanen on a net drive. We get a power play for Dallas. That was their first of the night. The Avs clear early. The Stars set up. They cycle. It's cleared. The Stars couldn't get set up. They end up going offside, but they do end up having 21 seconds of a 5-on-3. So the Stars couldn't bury one. The Avs are blocking. We get back to 5-on-4 at that point. Stankoven has a shot this blocked. The rebound's cleared. That power play is killed off. Strong forechecking by the Avs. Ivan standing out with his forechecking as well. Olofsson has a shot this blocked. Gerard to Ivan, near miss there. Then there's a near miss for Lehkonen, but we get 1 minute and 11 seconds of 5-on-3 for the Avs. Taves has a shot that's caught and held. The Stars do kill off that 5-on-3. Kiviranta then fires one wide on a rush. Keep in mind, Kiviranta used to be a Dallas Star as well. There's a lot of former Dallas Stars in Colorado's organization right now. And then Blumel buries a loose puck as the Stars had some play in the Avs end, and the play was getting sloppy. Steele and Jordy Ben with the assists at 17:08. Jordy Ben on a tryout, trying to earn himself a contract. Goalie pull happens with 1 minute and 20 seconds left. The fans call one. The referee does not. And in 1932, Lundqvist ties it. He scores from Lundell, and from Marchment. So that ties it at 3, and he wired that one from the point. Of course, Nils Lundqvist, the Stars gave up a first rounder for him. We'll see if he has a big year this year. Didn't last year. He had some stops and starts. We'll see how it goes this year. So we're going to overtime. In the overtime, the Avs controlled early. McKinnon's denied. Girard defends a Sagan net drive. Blomel has a shot that deflects wide. The Avs rush. Rantanen's denied at the other end. Sagan was denied on a breakaway. Rantanen's then denied at the other end again, as just these teams are just teeing off. Drouin fires one wide on a 2-on-1, but at 4 minutes and 40 seconds, he would be the one that has the assist to set up Olausson. Olausson with the goal to make it a 4-3 win in overtime for the Colorado Avalanche. The record doesn't matter, it's preseason. So, but soon enough, we're going to be talking about these games and teams' records, and it's going to be awesome. So Colorado wins that one. Now we move on to Detroit at home against Chicago. And yes, these jerseys are very similar to one another. What can you do? So it was Stauber versus Reimer. The plan was to have Stauber play the full 60 minutes, but the mercy pull happens is what happens. So Comesso's the backup, worthy of note because Comesso would get in there later. Kasper has a shot that's kicked aside the wings press, and eventually Sprong scores. He went for a bit of a skate around the net, and then he wires it. Sprong with that one from Danielson and Berggren. That's at 2:46. That is the 6th shot of the game for the Red Wings. There were 0 at that point for the Chicago Blackhawks. The Hawks looked to respond. Petrie then had a blast that was saved and held. Petrie, of course, is a Red Wing, so that trying to respond for the Hawks doesn't last that long. Net feed to Kachuk. That gets picked off. The Wings rush. Sprong was denied on a face-off win. Honestly, Sprong continues to show that great offensive acumen we've seen throughout his career. Edvinsson defended a chance for Bedard, and all I could think was, if they were in the same division, this would be a matchup quite often, but these teams are not in the same division anymore. Rasmussen would then make it 2-0. He scores from Compher and Mata. That's at 11:57. He wired that one top shelf. Hawks get a power play early, clear by the Wings during that. Reichel's denied and close. Reimer holds on there. Wings, they clear it out again, and then we get 28 seconds of 4-on-4 as the parade has begun. The Wings would get a power play after that. That led to a shorthanded breakaway for Dickinson. He was denied there. Then we have 58 seconds of 4-on-4, and then the Hawks would get another power play after that. Bedard has a shot that's saved. That power play ends up being killed. The Wings press in the final minute, and after one period of play, it's 2-0 for Detroit. Second period, Bedard's denied and close. Reichel was then denied as well. I think those two players are going to be very exciting to watch this year for Chicago. Much better start for the Hawks. Anderson and Kachuk. That attempt by Anderson to get at Kachuk gets picked off at the net. Lombardi couldn't bury one, but then Soderblom does. Soderblom scores from Lombardi at 3:24. It was a turnover. He wires it from the slot. So the make him pay makes it 3-0. And then a little over a minute later, it's Tuomisto scoring from Veleno and Kasper at 4:52. So there's Kasper on the board and Tuomisto with the goal. That makes it 4-0. So it's getting kind of lopsided and kind of ugly here. The Hawks look to answer, so they try to respond. They're kept to the outside. Kaiser's denied. Wings get hemmed in a bit at 7 minutes, but at 7:44 on a one-timer from the slot, Rasmussen makes it 5-0. From Compher and Perron, Veleno then had a chance that was saved the next shift. So at some point in the second period, Comesso would come in. I think it was with like 7 minutes left. Oddly enough, Detroit didn't challenge him when he did go in the net later on in the period. So we get a power play for the Hawks. They cycle. Compher clears. Kachuk's denied by Lyon. That's killed off. Lyon replaces Reimer, of course. That's the question. One of them may end up on waivers over the next few days here. So the Hawks press after it's done. Things get punchy on a Joey Anderson hit at the bench. The Hawks come out of that with a power play. And then we had a minute and 35 seconds of 5-on-3. Danielson on the penalty kill. I thought that was noteworthy because Nate Danielson probably doesn't make the Red Wings this camp. As was said by the announcers during this game, at the point where Detroit is in their rebuild, Danielson's probably best served to be in the minors, in juniors, rather than being at the NHL level because they want to win. They want to get into the playoffs now. They're going to trust veterans to do that more than a rookie. And we can get into the whole debate on how forward-thinking that is or how backward-thinking that is. So there was a near miss for Athanasiou. No look pass by Bedard. Wings cleared it out. Some good passing by Bedard. He's excellent puck handler. Very good at setting up. I think he's going to get a lot of assists this year as well as I do. I think he's going to do well. So Comfort clears next, and then Hayes had a rush chance that was caught and held. The Wings press in the final minute, so they survived the 5-on-3 and all of that. And after 2 periods of play, it's 5-0 for Detroit. Third period, missed passes early by the Hawks. It's preseason. Missed passes are to be expected. Wings press at a minute. Danielson has a net drive. That's defended. And then there's a crossbar for Nate Danielson as well. And then Crevier wires one. Absolutely beautiful shot. Dickinson with the assist at 5:04. That makes it 5-1 and breaks the shutout. Radish misses one wide on a break. Radish was paired up with Bedard tonight. I didn't see that same chemistry with Radish with Bedard that I saw in the previous game with Hall and Athanasiou. That 3-man line, I think, is the way they're going to go. There's a knee hit by Vlasic on Soderblom. That draws a crowd and draws a 5-minute major for Vlasic. Again, we'll see if Department of Player Safety has anything to say about this tomorrow. So it's a 5-minute power play, and early on in it, they score. It's Comfer on the power play from Rasmussen and Perron at 6:17. So Rasmussen passes it off the goal line to Comfer, and the Slaughter buries it. The exact mirror of what had happened earlier, where Comfer was on the goal line, gets it to Rasmussen, and the Slaughter wires it. So these guys work well together. Tic-tac-toe goal. The Wings then cycle. They're looking for more. Gostisbehere has a blast that's held. The Hawks cleared out. Valeno's denied. We get more cycling there. Power play's killed off. So one goal during the major. Chicago will take that. The Hawks press with 7 minutes left. Rasmussen line continues giving the Hawks fits every time they're on the ice. Bedard has a rush chance. That's caught and held. The Hawks press with 4.5 minutes left. With 2:04 left, the Hawks get a power play to try to get something going. They are unable to do so. And so the final score is 6-1. You get a Cobra Kai magnet there for no mercy. And Detroit with kind of a bit of a laugher here. But again, our team's all playing all their best players. No. Is the intensity regular season level? No. But is it good hockey? Sure, it is. There you go. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.